Breaking news! NASA reports that a meteorite is hurling towards the Earth at high speed. In case of falling into the ocean, it will cause a huge tsunami. Two brothers, Ma Jin and Xiao Xing, turn off the radio with laughter. They are so poor that there is nothing left for them to lose. Even their old car broke down right in the middle of the street. At this time, the employees of one company gather near a big yellow bus. They get inside and set off on their journey. Suddenly, the very same brothers, Ma Jin and Xiao Xing, start running after the bus. The bus slows down and the protagonists get inside. They drive through the city, talking about all sorts of things, and then find themselves in the water, because it is not an ordinary bus, but a sea bus. The driver is a cheerful guy named Wang. The boss announces to the passengers that they are going to the annual corporate party to strengthen the team spirit. At this moment, Ma Jin checks the winning numbers on a recently purchased lottery ticket and realizes that he has hit the jackpot of 60 million yuan. The man screams with happiness and runs all over the bus, then grabs a microphone and sings a cheerful song. Out of nowhere, a huge wave appears in front of them. Not only does the bus get caught in it, but also a giant ocean liner floating nearby. All the passengers put on life jackets and buckle up, but Ma Jin fails to do so and flies all the way through the bus. Because of the wave, the liner wrecks and catches on fire. It looks like a collision is about to happen. With an incredible effort, the driver manages to turn the bus around and gets literally inside a gigantic wave. There are the wrecks of the liner and even whales outside the window, one of which slams its tail right into the bus. Luckily, the windows withstand the impact. The bus along with the whale comes through the wave and ends up on the surface of the ocean, but then it goes underwater again. After a while, the bus along with the passengers is washed ashore. Many people are injured. Seawater makes them sick, and moreover, they don't realize where they are. Ma Jin checks his winning lottery ticket. It's still intact. People are screaming and crying, calling for their friends. A storm rages in the ocean, and a downpour begins. Ma Jin rescues a girl named Shanshan, whose leg is stuck between the rocks. 30 people have survived. They hide from the rain under the rocks. Morning comes. People realize they are on an island. Several other people join them, including the driver. Fortunately, they have some supplies of food. There is no communication on the island, so it is impossible to call rescuers. People decide that the huge wave was caused by the fallen meteorite. Everyone panics and fears that no one will ever find them. Ma Jin asks everyone to calm down, but no one listens to him. Night falls. People are shivering from the cold. Some of them are praying and others are crying. A violent thunderstorm begins and the screams get louder and louder. Ma Jin seems to be the only one who hasn't given up hope of salvation. Morning comes, and the survivors decide to explore the island. They take a jerry can, expecting to draw drinking water from some stream. One of the men climbs a fruit tree and throws down a lot of ripe fruit. Well, at least they are not in danger of starving to death. Several more days pass in this way. Using wires and the remnants of electronics, people try to find any kind of radio wave to get the latest news. They also try to fix the bus, but eventually break it down completely. The boss screams in anger, but his yelling is of little use. People pounce on the bucket of harvested fruit. The last ones get nothing, and more scandals arise. It starts to rain again. People hide from it in the cave. They realize that no matter who you are, boss, security guard or manager, everyone is equal on this island and every person must fight to survive. The men build a fire in the cave and appoint the bus driver, Wang, as their new leader. The boss isn't enthusiastic about this idea. At night, Ma Jin sees Shanshan on the edge of the island. She is looking at the SOS signal they have laid out on the ground. Ma Jin yells and the girl repeats after him. After that, they return to the cave. Another day comes. Driver Wang says that they must survive no matter the cost. Some of the men fish, others climb the rocks for fresh water. Thus passes day after day. One day, Lucy, the prettiest girl in the company, starts hitting on Wang, and he doesn't seem to mind at all. Meanwhile, Ma Jin checks his lottery ticket again and again. He is desperate. After all, he won't be able to get his money while on the island. The man returns to the cave, and everyone is yelling at him since he hasn't brought any food. Shanshan offers Ma Jin some food, but Wang knocks it out of the guy's hands. A fight ensues, and Wang defeats Ma Jin as he is much stronger. The guy is tied up and hung on a tree near the cave. Xiao Xing goes to free his brother. Suddenly, a strange sound is heard. The brothers don't realize what it is. In the morning, they make a raft to sail away from the island. Shanshan shows up and says that it's a bad idea. Ma Jin confesses his love for the girl, and also that he has hit the jackpot in the lottery. But Shanshan doesn't reciprocate his feelings and fights off his pestering. The brothers paddle on the makeshift raft. They manage to get far away from the island. The guys spot a polar bear in the water, but the poor animal doesn't show any signs of life. It seems that the poles have also been flooded. Realizing it, the brothers return to the island with the body of the bear and immediately become the object of Wang's mockery and bullying. On the island, everyone finds out about Ma Jin's lottery ticket. Xiao Xing is offended that his brother kept a secret from him. People on the island are convinced that the world has come to an end. The boss throws his money out of his wallet. They have been on the island for 25 days. Wang crafts himself a throne out of bear skin and behaves like a real tyrant. He gives out tasks to everyone while forbidding them to talk or rest. Ma Jin and the boss go fishing. They have a cunning plan to solve the problem with Wang and escape from the island. In the evening, everyone has dinner around the campfire. Wang, along with Lucy and the guard, behave very impudently. But the boss tries to settle the conflict and asks people to be kinder to each other. They used to be a team, but now they are acting like enemies. Everyone claps amicably, but Wang yells again and declares that the most important thing is food and survival, and everyone else is just nothing. At that point, a riot breaks out. The boss asks people who don't obey Wang to vote, and they leave the group. Ma Jin, Xiao Xing and some other people follow the boss. Shanshan and about 10 other people stay with Wang. People are walking across the island with torches in their hands. On their way, they find a huge ship that must have been wrecked a long time ago. Admittedly, it's upside down. Still, there are lots of useful things, tools, alcohol and even diesel fuel on it. People raise their glasses and rejoice that they have a chance to live in normal conditions. In the morning, Ma Jin and Xiao Xing inspect the ship. It's really huge. With the help of a found fishing net, they manage to catch a lot of fish. The brothers reconcile and dream about sharing the money they won. Meanwhile, the women of Wang's group are picking mushrooms. Shanshan finds a basket of fish on the shore and sees joyful Ma Jin. Another woman appears, grabs the fish, takes the flowers he brought for Shanshan and joyfully walks away. Ma Jin invites the girl to visit. After hearing they have soap, she agrees. In the evening, the guy helps her wash and watches her put on lipstick. They walk around the ship together, wondering how many useful items it contains. Food, clothes, utensils, there's everything. Shanshan shouts with happiness. Suddenly, Wang and his group show up. He walks around the ship as if he was the captain, rummaging around and checking everything. The boss offers Wang to exchange products. For this purpose, they will use playing cards as money. For example, 3 is a fish, a fruit or a vegetable. The boss deals the cards to people, and Wang gets terribly annoyed by this. He demands his team to immediately leave the ship. However, a few people from his group decide to stay. Ma Jin asks the boss when they will be able to leave the island. In response, the boss defiantly pushes the ship and explains that it is impossible to leave the island. Therefore, they need to establish the economy and live a full life as much as possible. Enraged Ma Jin tosses his cards. Apparently, he won't be able to get his 60 million yuan. The offended brothers leave the ship and decide to live separately from the whole group. Many more days pass by. Ma Jin and Xiao Xing try to catch fish. Wang's group suffers from starvation, and only boss's group is doing well. Ma Jin realizes that in a couple of weeks, his lottery ticket will become invalid. Losing hope, the brothers return to the ship. They see that the selling of goods with playing cards is in full swing on board. Ma Jin and Xiao Xing ask to borrow a fishing net, but they are driven away and thrown face down on the ground. A fight ensues. The brothers are badly beaten. They return to their shelter. At night, Shanshan comes to their place and brings them some fish. Margin insults her and the girl resentfully walks away. The man throws the brought fish into the water and Xiaoxing scolds his brother for this behavior. It is the 90th day of surviving on the island. Starving Margin and Xiaoxing look exhausted. Suddenly, it starts to rain live fish from the sky. What an incredible luck! The entire coast is literally covered with fish. The brothers are cooking dinner on the fire right next to a real mountain of live fish. They hang it on a tree and laugh that it now looks like a Christmas tree. The brothers return to the ship with a lot of fish and exchange them for playing cards and various items from the ship. They come up with a cunning plan. They want to make the boss and Wang become even more hostile to each other. The food supplies are running low. Wang comes to borrow some fish from the boss. The boss agrees, but on the condition that in exchange for one fish, they will return to later. Wang doesn't like this option and starts a fight. A general battle for the fish occurs. The brothers watch the fight with delight. It's really crazy. Absolutely everyone is fighting, and the fish are flying in all directions. The evening comes, but everyone keeps hitting each other. A spotlight turns on the ship, and Margin appears. He says that people are behaving like animals and demands them to calm down, because the most important thing is to escape from the island. The people are full of hope once again and support Margin with loud shouts. They want to search for a mainland. Reconciled, the people prepare dinner together. They treat everyone, even the bully Wang. Now, absolutely all the people live on the ship. Shanshan looks at Margin with gratitude. People are busy making repairs. Margin even manages to fix one of the cell phones. Many people cry with happiness when they see the photos and videos of their relatives. The repair work on the ship is in full swing. People are sewing clothes from a huge cut of striped fabric. They jump rope and repair turbines, so the ship is finally supplied with electricity. Everyone celebrates with a joyful dancing party. Margin and Xiaoxing feel like the masters of the whole world. They throw playing cards and people catch them with delight. Margin jumps into the crowd and they carry him like a king. A romance develops between him and Shanshan. During another dance party, that strange sound comes from the jungle again. People run there to see what it is. The brothers notice a ship passing near the island and shooting fireworks into the sky. Wang shows up and shouts with excitement. This means that the world hasn't died and life goes on. But Margin is not happy about it at all, because his lottery ticket expired a long time ago. The brothers are confused. When they return home, they won't be as cool as they are here, and Shanshan may leave Margin for another man. So they decide to hide the truth from the others and lie that Wang was hallucinating because he hit his head. Wang is knocked out with an electric shock and a new rule is imposed. No one is allowed to walk on the island at night. Margin is pleased. Now he and Shanshan will be together forever. The 132nd day on the island dawns. The brothers find out that the boss actually had not 2 decks of playing cards, but 4, and because of that, he was getting more than the others. But now, the boss is willing to give up his best cabin in exchange for watching a video of his daughter on the phone. Moreover, he officially gives Xiaoxing his company and all the other possessions to watch that video. One would think, what's the point of it if they live on the island? But it's not that simple. The cunning Xiaoxing now wants to escape the island with Margin, leaving everyone else to fend for themselves. He knows that every few weeks a ship passes nearby. Shanshan comes to see Margin. She organizes their wedding right on the beach and vows eternal love for him. Instead of answering, Margin starts to cry. He bursts out and shouts that everything is wrong. The ship Wang saw was real. However, even Wang himself says he imagined it, so the men decide that Margin has gone mad and knock him out with the electroshock as well. Wang visits Margin and confesses that he lied to take revenge on him. The men decide to do everything they can to show the ship to other people and save their lives. It's the 144th day on the island. People are having another party. It is the day when a ship is going to pass near the shore. Xiao Xing decides to get everyone drunk so he can escape unnoticed. Ma Jin pretends to be in cahoots with his brother. In fact, he and Wang organize a sabotage. They spill diesel fuel on the ship and try to set everything on fire. A fight breaks out. At one point, a burning torch lands near Shanshan. She trusts Ma Jin and throws the torch towards the ship, but it falls into the water and extinguishes. At that moment, the drunken boss appears. He drops a cigarette and the fuel-covered ship catches on fire. People scream in terror. Someone tries to put the flames out, but it's impossible. Ma Jin is being attacked. He runs through the jungle and leads the people to the place where the ship will pass. The man finds himself on the edge of a cliff and plummets down. During the flight, he notices the lights of the approaching ship and remembers the joyful laughter of all his colleagues. Ma Jin comes back to his senses on the shore. He sees the burned ship, but there is no one around him. However, there is Shanshan sitting on the rocks. The girl says that all the people had left on the ship, but she decided to stay on the island. They both laugh merrily, since it's their own private island now. Admittedly, they don't know what they are going to do now. But does it really matter? Subscribe so you don't miss any new videos. This was the Movie Cat. I'll see you later, friends.